Welcome back to Minecraft. I'm Dave, and today we're going to be building the Houston Rockets logo from the NBA. This build was requested by Turn It Up Gaming. This is the way the build is going to turn out. I think that it looks very good. I think it's very close to the actual logo, so I'm very happy about that. One thing to make sure of, when I build the left-hand side of the basketball hoop, it's a little bit of free building because I was trying to make sure that I got it just right, but to make it easier on yourself, if you really follow what I do on the right-hand side of the basket, which is what I do second, it makes it a lot easier. So if you have to fast forward to kind of get the hang of how the hoop looks on the right before you build the left, go ahead and do that. I think it'll help out a little bit better. I do a little bit better explaining that right-hand side of the basket. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the build. Alright, for this build we're going to need one type of wool, and that's red wool. As you can see, I've already got one block down, and we're going to be building straight up from this block. And we're going to build up 15 blocks from this, so it'll be a total of 16 going up, including this block. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now what we're going to do from here is we're going to go ahead and we will build over. I'm just trying to think. Let's go ahead and move back down into the base here. And what we're going to do is we're going to count up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on the 8th block, go ahead and add 2 blocks going to the left. So 1 and 2. Now on that second block, we're going to build down 5. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's go ahead and move back up. Let's go ahead and build up 2 blocks here directly above those 5 blocks that we added going down. So let's build up 1 and 2. Now let's build over to the left 2 blocks like we did before. So 1, 2. Let's go ahead and fill in really quick just up above, directly above this. We're going to build all the way up until we reach this point here. So let's go ahead and build this across actually. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there we have that. Let's just go ahead and fill this in going up all the way until we touch. So there's 1 column, there's 2, there's 3. Alright, now we just want to build this section down as well. So let's go ahead and build down 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, there we go. I think that looks good there. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and connect the left and right side. So we're going to start to kind of build the base of the kind of hoop that goes around the logo. So let's go ahead and start out here on the right hand side. We're going to go ahead and build up 1 more row here. So let's just go ahead and build up 1. And we're going to add 4 blocks going to the left of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build 6 blocks going through the middle here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's where the mid portion of the logo will be. Now we're going to go ahead and build another 5 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now what we're going to do here is we're actually going to start building the kind of left-hand leg going downward from this point. So let's go ahead and build down. We'll do 3 blocks going down. Well, actually we'll do more than 3. Let's do 8 blocks going down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move back up, and we're going to build the next column down. This time we're going to only build down 3, so 1, 2, and 3. Now for this next one, we're going to end up building it down 10 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I think that's looking good. Now let's go ahead and build down 4 this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that'll be... Actually, we'll build down 1 more. Let's do 1 more. So there's 5. Alright. Now we're just going to build the last portion of this left leg. So this time we're going to end up building down 12 blocks. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so this is what we're looking like thus far. Let's go ahead and get back into the build. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and build one solid row across the entire build here. So that's going to end up being 16 blocks. So let's start here on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add 3 blocks out here on the left, and we'll do it over on the right here in a second, but I'm only going to focus on the left. So we're building kind of the outside edges of the hoop here. So let's go ahead and start with that. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll build up from this left-hand edge. So we're going to build up 1, and we're going to add 2 blocks going to the left. So 1, 2. Go ahead and repeat that once. So we'll build up here on the left-hand edge. We'll add 2 blocks going to the left. So 1, 2. Now this time we're going to build up 1 out here on the left-hand edge. And we're only going to build 1 to the left. And we'll go ahead and do that one more time. So build up 1, build to the left 1. Now from here we're going to go ahead and build up 2. So 1, 2. And then we're going to go ahead and we will add to the right of that top block. So just build 1 to the right. This time we're going to build up 1. And we're going to build over to the right 2 blocks. So 1, 2. Okay. Now we're going to build up 1. We're going to build to the right 4 blocks. Well, 3 blocks, excuse me. 1, 2, 3. That way it's a row of 4. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we will build up 1. And we're going to build to the right 3 again. So 1, 2, 3. So now what that would make it... That basically would make it so that if we build this straight up, we'll connect right there. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is where we would end up if we actually counted that very top block. So that's what we're looking like there. Okay, let's go ahead and start kind of filling in. So let's go ahead and start down here at the base. We're going to go ahead and fill in these 2 blocks here. So here's 1 and 2. Go ahead and start right here. So where you have the transition moving up, we're going to start right here. We'll add 1 block. Whoops, going up. We'll add 1 to the left of that. Go ahead and follow again. Here we have a transition with 2 blocks going to 1. We're going to build up 1 there. Add 1 to the left. Now what you can do is you see your 2. You're kind of transitioning into the vertical here. So we're just going to add 1 in the corner there. We'll add a block there. That's looking pretty decent there. So now let's go ahead and we'll build right here. We'll build over 2. And this time we're going to build over 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I think we'll go ahead and knock out this corner block right there. So, because we want it to be nice and kind of an even build coming down into this. I think what we might want to do is add 1 right here in the nook. I know that was kind of a bit of free building there, but it's really the easiest way to do it. Let's go ahead and knock out 1 more block right there. So I think that'll look real nice. So basically what we have here is we have 2 blocks. We have a double block kind of rim structure, semicircle, oval looking thing going up. So we have 3. We have 5. We have a row of 5 here, and we go to 4, and we have 3, 3, here's 4, 4, 4, and then 4 where it connects with the main structure. So hopefully you were able to follow all that. Now what we need to do is we're just going to go ahead and basically duplicate that on the other side, except for obviously it's just going to be reversed. So starting right here, we're going to build 3 out. So 1, 2, and 3. Move up. We're going to build up 1 on the right. We're going to add 2 blocks going to the right of that. So 1, 2. We're going to go ahead and duplicate that. So build up 1, add 2 blocks to the right. So 1, 2. Now let's go ahead and build up. We're going to add 1 block going to the right. Build up, add 1 to the right. Here's where we transition to our vertical. So we're going to go ahead and build up 3 here. So including this block that we added originally. So 1 and 2 plus this one would have been 3. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we'll add 1 block coming into the left. And directly above that, we're going to build up 1. Now we're going to add 2 blocks to the left, so 1, 2. Go ahead and build up a block above that. We're going to be adding 3 blocks to the left of that, so 1, 2, and 3. And now we just need to go ahead and tie it in with the build. So we're going to build up 1 and add 3 more blocks, so 1, 2, 3. So now if we did that right, we should be connecting directly above here. So we'll build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 where that block connects. So that's perfect. So now we just need to go ahead and fill it in just like we did on the other side. I'll try to make this make a little bit more sense this time. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to add 1, 2 blocks there on the base. So now what we're going to do is we see this next row. We see here that we have a transition from 2 to 1. We're going to go ahead and add a block directly above that. And then we're going to add 1 to the right of that. Again, we're going to follow the same thing on the very next set of blocks. So we see that we have a transition from 2 here to 1. So we're going to add 1 block directly above that. And we're going to add 1 to the right of that. So that's what we're looking like there. Now this next portion is really actually quite easy. So basically what we're going to do is we see that we're switching from our kind of horizontal blocks into our vertical. So right here in the corner where that happens, we're just going to go ahead and build that all the way up. And then we'll fill in that block there. So that's how that works. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're basically just going to be adding 1 block into each one of these corners. So we'll add 1 block here, we'll add 1 block there. And that's it. So hopefully that was a lot easier to follow on that side. If it was easier to follow there, go ahead and do the same thing kind of over on the other side. But that's the way to look. So now what we need to do is we just need to add the kind of legs going up here on the left and right hand side. So what we're going to do is we'll start over here on the left and we're going to move up to the top and we're going to build across 1, 2, 3, 4 going to the right. Now what that allows us to do is we can just build straight down the 8 blocks that it would be, and as you can see it matches up perfectly. So let's just go ahead and fill this in now. Don't really have to do any block counts here because we're just filling it in. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing over here on the right hand side. So up here at the top we're going to move 4 blocks going to the left. We're going to add, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can just go ahead and build down straight from there. As you can see it matches up perfectly. So now we're just going to go ahead and fill this in as well. Alright, and there you go. So that's what we're looking like there. Now what I kind of want to do here is I really want to focus on the right hand side, and then we will just match up with the left, because the right is obviously going to have kind of a curve as the kind of top portion of the R starts to come together. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to build up 6 blocks here on kind of the right hand side of where this right leg is. So as you can see, if we just move straight up the very right hand side of this R and this right leg, we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So now on this 6th block, what we're going to do is we're going to actually add 6 blocks going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now what we can do is we can just go ahead and fill in up to that point with this entire leg. So there's 2, there's 3, and here's 4. Okay? And as you can see, what the point is that we're going to kind of slowly start to move up into the left leg. So now what we can go ahead and do here is we can move up, and we can move in one from the right, and we're going to add 1 block. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to be adding 7 blocks, I believe. So let's just go ahead and give the count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that'll be perfect right there. Alright, so here's what we're looking like thus far. As you can see, we're slowly starting to come into the middle here with the build. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to move up here again on the top, on the right hand side. And we're going to move over 2 blocks. So 1, 2, and we're going to add our block of red wool here on this 3rd piece. So there you go. Now we're going to be adding 7 blocks going to the left again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that's where we're ending up there. Now, as you can see, if we built directly up to that point, that would be our connection on this right hand side, or left hand side, excuse me. The right side of the left side, if that makes any sense. Anyways, so if we start here on the right of this left hand leg, let's just go ahead and build up and we'll see where that connects at. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 blocks. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just build this across 4 blocks going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can just go ahead and build straight down the 8 blocks that it was. And as you can see, it matches up perfectly. So now let's just go ahead and fill this in really quick. Here's what we're looking like. It's really starting to come together. As you can see, we pretty much have the entire base of the build complete now. So now we're going to focus on the loop portion of the R here on the right hand side on the top of the build, and then we'll build up the left kind of leg up into it. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start out here on the far right side. I'm going to go ahead and build up 1 block, and to the left of that we're going to build 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is to the right of that, we're going to end up adding 3 blocks. So 1, 2, and 3. Actually, you know what? I think we'll end up knocking out one of those blocks. So let's just end up adding 2 blocks to the right of that. Now what we're going to do is we will go ahead and move up and start here on the right. We're going to build up 1. This time we'll add 2 blocks going to the right again. So 1, 2. And we'll go ahead and add a couple blocks into the left. So 1, 2. So that's what we're looking like there. Now, let's go ahead and we will build up here on the right hand side. And we'll add 1 block to the right. And we're going to add 2 blocks to the left. 1, 2. So that's what we're looking like there. Now let's go ahead and we will build up 1 here on the right side again. We're going to add 1 to the right. And we're going to add 2 to the left. So 1, 2. So there we go there. Now we're just going to go ahead and duplicate that row. So we'll start out here on the right and we'll add 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks going across. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to follow kind of the similar pattern to what we were doing down below, except for this time I think we will start out here on the right and we'll add 5 blocks coming in, so that way kind of, you know, it follows the inside of the build a little bit, but it's going to be slightly different obviously. So we'll add 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks going to the left of that. As you can see, that matches up with the interior, but the exterior is a little bit different. Now we're going to go ahead and move up. We're going to move in 1 from the right. We'll add our first block there. Now let's go ahead and we will build 5 blocks going to the left of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's looking good. Now let's go ahead and move up again. This time we will move in 1 from the right again. We'll add right there. Now we're going to be adding quite a few blocks this time. I just want to make sure I get the count right. So it looks like we're going to add 8 blocks going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move up. This time we're going to move over 2 from the right. So 1, 2 on the 3rd block. Go ahead and add a block. Alright, this time we're going to be adding all the way across this leg plus 2. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be 8 blocks to the left of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we will move up to the top again. This time we're going to count over 4 blocks from the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th block, go ahead and add 1. Now to the left of this, we're going to go ahead and we will be adding 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we can do is we can move over here to the left kind of arm of the R. We're just going to build it up. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to connect. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little too skinny right here at the very top. So what we're going to do to fix that is we will just kind of try to slowly fill it in a little bit, piece by piece, and I'll try to help you keep track. So we're going to build this down 1. And I think what we'll do, just to kind of make it look a little bit better, is we're going to add 1 block there on that next row down. I think what we might do is you can kind of see this portion right here where we have this really kind of really long space coming into the build. I think we're going to add 1 at the top and 1 at the base. So we'll add 1 there and 1 there. Alright, so from here what we're going to do is we will just go ahead and we'll add up here at the very top, we'll add 4 blocks going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just go ahead and build straight down. That'll connect there. So let's go ahead and just fill in this empty portion here at the top now. And that's done now. So now what we need to do is we just need to kind of build up the very top of the build, and we just need to build kind of this little overhang that kicks out to the left here. So for that, what I think we'll do is we'll start here at the top, and we're going to build going to the left. We'll build 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Now directly below that, let's go ahead and just build 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take a step back and just see how that looks. Alright, so this is what we're looking like. We just need to finish off the very top of the R here. So as you can see, this is the left-hand leg. And the left-hand side of it, if we just move directly above that, we're going to add 1 block. Now to the right of that, we're going to add 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build a nice, simple triangle going up. So now, as you can see, we'll be here on the right-hand side. Let's move in 1 from the right, build up 1, add 2 blocks to the left of that. So 1, 2. Let's go ahead and duplicate that 1 time. So 1, 2, 3. Now, directly in the middle, let's go ahead and build up 1. Let's take a look at that. I'm just trying to make sure that we keep it kind of to scale. I think what we might want to do is we'll stagger it a little bit more. So starting here at the base, let's go ahead and add 1 block on the left, 1 block on the right. Let's go ahead and do that once here on this next section. So we'll add 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Now let's build up here in the middle 1 and 2. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so this is the way the logo is going to turn out. Like I said, I think it looks great. I hope that Turn It Up Gaming likes the way the logo turns out. I'm happy with it. I hope he will be as well. I hope that you will all try to build it on your maps. I think it'll add nicely if you've been trying to build some of the NBA logos that I've been trying to build thus far. With that, it's been a pleasure. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, take care.